Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Report has it that Igbi also had a very, terrible encounter midnight, that she fled Igbiñ drum, okay? In fact, almost naked, that something spiritual actually happened to her. Now, for Igbi had thought she was doing the right thing in her mind. She, thought the shrine she visited was for justice, her own kind of justice. She believed Queen Naomi had too much influence, too much favor, and too much of the Ooni of Ife's attention. And even though the palace council had warned all wives to let go, of peace, let peace reign, Igbi could not sit back and watch Queen Naomi reign her footing so powerfully in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. If you have been following the news, you see what is going on between the Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. It does look as if, nothing matters to the Ooni of Ife right about now except Olori Naomi. And that is not, looking good, or, it's not something any of those Oloris are taking kindly. They don't even like the fact that that is happening to them right now. They feel like Queen Naomi is their biggest problem. Now, you know what they did when they first came into the palace of the Ooni of Ife? They tested the waters. From the outside, you hear the palace of the Ooni of Ife. If you do this, you will do that. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow, and all of those things. But when they tested the waters, they found out that things were not exactly like that. They were able to carry on and carry on and carry on. Now, after all the cleansing and everything, all the work that Iyanifa did in the palace, apparently they needed to be sure that this time it's for real, and I think that is why they're doing what they are doing. But right now, they say that Igbi had visited a shrine. The shrine was tucked away somewhere deep in the inner forest, far from the praying houses of the palace. It was not one of the recognized royal shrines. It was something darker and older force that even the elders rarely spoke about. Igbi, noun, okay? They said Ìgbìñ is not your average deity. It is a spiritual force known among some Yoruba traditionalists as a god of consequence. It is not a god you petition for favor carelessly. Okay, Ìgbìñ respond only to injustice and purity of heart. If you lie to it, if your motive is envy or greed, Ìgbìñ doesn't just ignore you. It turns on you. It haunts. According to all priests, Ìgbìñ does not speak in what is speaks through drumming, and its drumming is not done by human hands. The tree, the wind, the very earth itself vibrate to, send its warning. When you hear Ìgbìñ drums at night, they say it means the spirit has accepted an offering or rejected it violently. If you ever hear the drum and you are one who invoke them with falsehood, you must run. You must never look back. You must beg for your life, because once Ìgbìñ begins to, pursue you, it does not stop until it teaches you a lesson. Now, this was the exact mistake Igbi made, okay? Igbi made a mistake. She visited that shrine with a dark heart fueled by jealousy and bitterness towards Queen Naomi. She lied before the sacred item. She called on spirit to bring down Queen Naomi, to confuse her step, to block her light. But the gods know the heart. The gods knows the truth from falsehood. Queen Naomi had done nothing to her. She had not, raised a hand against Igbi, nor spoken against her. In fact, many palace insiders had noted that Queen Naomi often avoided confrontations with other wives. She would find a way and go her way. If you allow Queen Naomi, if not that things came, things turned out the way they turned out, Queen Naomi was never even ready to come back into that palace. And they said Igbi had gone to consult this deity inside the shrine, okay? And they said the deity, something happened. They say it was a drum, okay, in the palace of the Ooni of Ife that made Igbi to run out in fear, okay, almost naked. They said that midnight hours after her shrine visit, the palace compound was silent. Everyone had gone to bed, but suddenly drum began to beat. Not palace drum, not royal flute calls, but while sharp drum, wild sharp drum that, seemed to come from nowhere. No one could say where they were coming from, but everyone had them. They were, celebratory. Okay, they're wearing musical, they were energy. Igbi was the first to wake up in her section of the wives' quarters. Her body began to shake uncontrollably. She heard her name in the sound of the drums, not shouted by anyone, but whispered by winds, whispered by air. She felt like the walls were closing in. She grabbed her wrapper and tried to run outside, but as soon as she reached the courtyard, the wrapper untied and flew off her, body with the force of the wind. The guards saw her, the maid saw her, even one of the junior princes who had come out to, answer a call. I think there were people in their house, in their apartment. He had come out to answer the call, saw her, okay, screaming and running. Guards were running after her, okay. They said that morning Paropo was turned. Paropo, okay, said to her that, do you want to die? Do you want to die? What is it with you people and Queen Naomi? What kind of, desperation, what kind of obsession with Olori Naomi, that it is looking as though you people are ready to die just because of Olori Naomi? What is going on? Now, that moment when this whole thing was happening, they knew also that it's a repercussion, it's something that is happening, something that is happening to them, happening to Igbi. Apparently, Igbi had gone also to go and get something. You know that the palace is not like it used to be again. It's not business as usual. It's not a place where you just go and get whatever you want to get and return back. No, it's not happening like that again. Number one, that place where they keep the ancient sword, that they had removed it to the basement and did a whole lot of stuff. But Iyanifa helped the Oni of Ife to bring that ancient sword back to its original home, giving it power. And before they could do anything, go anywhere, come back to the palace, bury anything, it would be as if they are not in the palace. Right now, it's no longer same. You do anything, you see it. Now, everybody in the palace has seen that it is not business as usual. It's not like before where you can go and bring anything and do as you please and all of that. And that is the reason why you see that the Oni of Ife is bent on removing immunity. Should the immunity be removed, it will be worse than this. If you pick a pin in the palace, you will pay for it as long as that pin is not kept there for you. If you do anything, you will pay for it, and you might end up paying with your akpen. So that is why everybody needs to be careful, and that is what is going on. As we are hearing, if the information is correct, I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.